Uh, Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely happy to be a part of this today's event. At the outset, I just want to congratulate the Department of Computer Sciences at the University of Kashmir, Srinagar, particularly Dr. Fahim Masoodi for coordinating this week-long faculty development program on cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and cybercrime, which we all know is a very emerging area, a thrust area. I guess this is one area that concerns every individual on this planet in these modern times when things are moving in a digital way, digital shape. So I'm so happy and I'm very proud of our All India Council for Technical Education, who under the banner of this Atal Academy has rolled out a series of such faculty development programs in different emerging areas, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cybersecurity, extra and cryptography. So I was told by Dr. Fahim that the participants in this particular workshop happen to be the faculties from the different AICTE approved institutions. We also have among us the researchers, PG scholars from different institutions, and I was told by Fahim that we even have people from industry. So that prompted me to probably put a little more effort in order to make it sure that you don't at least feel boring in this lecture. So I'll try to make it honest and sincere attempt to see to it that this 1.5 hour at least you kind of find it a bit exciting and also find this content a bit relevant to you as well. So at the same time, I'm also sure that this particular FTB will hopefully go a long way in enhancing the teaching capabilities, in imparting the quality education. I'm told most of the faculties are most of the participants in this FDP or the faculties from different institutions. I'm pretty sure that the workshops, these lectures that you have been listening to from the different experts will definitely help you to build that kind of confidence in you and to build that expertise in promoting the technical education, and of course at the same time promoting this innovation in teachings and research as well. So I have been given a topic by Fahim to talk about the cybersecurity, the cross-site scripting, and Sql injections. So before actually I'll deep dive into cross-site scripting and maybe the Sql injection stuff, I think it would be appropriate if I can kind of get to know my audience, because that will help me to tweak my talk a bit, to make it sort of more relevant to you. So if you can bear with me, I'm going to share a Google form with you. So this form will not take you more than 30 seconds to fill it up, and maybe that can kind of give me some insight into how I should shape up my talk to make it more insightful and more relevant to you. So I'm just going to drop a link to you. Please try to see if you can just kind of fill it up quickly. I'm going to share this link to you through the chat window. So I'll wait for your responses so that I can get an overview of what's the kind of audience that I have here. So please fill in this form. I guess we should be, it's open for responses. So let's quickly, I'm giving you this trouble up front, knowing that I guess you must be worked up, after listening to two back-to-back sessions from morning. You may be worked up a bit, but pardon with me. This will probably help me to make it more relevant to you. So I request you to kindly see this Google form in the chat window and try and fill it up so that I guess you should be also able to see the responses coming on here so that we know. Good. So it's coming up. I'll take a chance to take a sip of water. I guess we have over 50 participants in the session. Yeah, and I have received just your responses. So can I have more response, please? I once again request all the distinguished participants here to kindly fill in this Google form. That will give me some insight into how I should be pitching my talk. The more responses that I have, the better I will be able to kind of probably make justice to my talk. If we have 50, at least if I get some 30 odd responses, that will be probably the good thing. So you should be able to see how many we're getting. We're getting 14 now. Okay. If the people are able to see the link that I have posted in the chat window, I once again request you to kindly give your response to this poll question. It's a poll question. I'll just wait for 1 more minute and then we'll start. So let me just wait for maybe, let's see if we have a few more responses in just 1 minute. Okay, all right. Okay, so I'm just sharing the statistics of what we have. So I had a question here, which is like, how much do you know about the cross-site scripting? So the answer to this is, well, with 1 being not very and 5 being very much. So the responses I have is, I have 77.8% of the responses that I've got saying that they don't know much about cross-site scripting. So that's good. And then I have another question, again, on the same lines. How much do you know about Sql injection? So there's a second part of my today's talk. So again, it has been kept like 1 with a not very and 5 with very much. So the responses I have is, again, I still have a good number here. I still have a good number here who have some idea into Sql injection, which is good. And then I have another question here, which is, how much do you know about web development? So on this question, what's the statistics saying? Oh, that's good. So I have at least a good number of responses saying that they have some knowledge about the web development, and that's so much encouraging for me, because that's probably, I should be able to make it more easy and make it more understandable for you. So good. If I just try to summarize it, we don't have the audience who are much well versed with cross-site scripting. We have an audience who are reasonably aware about Sql injections, and then we have audience about who are, I guess, to a greater extent well versed about web development. So that's very encouraging for me. And I'll switch back now. I have some idea about. I'll try to make it. I promise you, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. It's not going to be a very high-level talk kind of a thing. It's not going to be super system kind of a thing. I'll try to make it as simple as possible, with an objective that at least if you get little idea about what this cross-site scripting is and how you can prevent at least yourself. I think that will be the best takeaway for me, at least from this workshop. If at the end of this session, I have the audience who have at least some idea about cross-site scripting. So moving on, let's go back to my talk and let's go here. Okay, fine. So that was the whole question, and answers you already have. So let's first understand the term cross-site scripting. So sometimes we abbreviate it as XSS, or sometimes people say it CSS, just the three alphabets of the three words. But holistically, it's one thing. It's a cross-site scripting, abbreviated as XSS, but in a development form, most of the time it's referred to as XSS, which is cross-site scripting. And this is one of the most common application level attacks that these hackers probably use in order to kind of sneak into the different web applications and kind of try to steal the information, or trying to kind of befool and make victims and kind of steal the money and do all kind of bad stuff. So this is one of the most common, as I said, and to say what it is, before I go into what precisely cross-site scripting is, let's try to give us some idea about the impact this cross-site scripting has had in the recent past. So I picked up this news that was carried by this newspaper. So it says that 1 million 1 million WordPress websites have been attacked with cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. This was the news in May 6, 2020, carried by this one of the very leading newspapers. So a big number here, we can pretty much make it out that the kind of impact this vulnerability has had 1 million WordPress sites or attacked by this vulnerability alone. Imagine what, in the last 1 decade, if we talk about who are the major, who are the big guns who have been probably attacked by an attack through cross-site scripting. You'll be pretty much amazed to know that we have had this British Airways. Their entire system was hijacked, and these bad guys were able to successfully get into their system and kind of do some huge data breach, and they're able to almost 400,000 begin transactions. The data of that 400,000 imagine transaction data was able, they were able to steal that information from the British Airways. So that was one attack. We had this, I'm pretty sure most of you know about the Fortnite, which is a very popular online video games. So they had this data breach. Again, the attack was carried through this cross-site scripting vulnerabilities that attackers were able to find out in their system. And they have around 200 million users that were attacked by this particular attack. Then why I'm saying is to you all, this is basically to build in you the kind of the insight into the severity of the attack that can be carried out by the attackers through this cross-site scripting. So then we had this very popular platform called as eBay. It's pretty much known to everyone. So again, this eBay was hit by cross-site scripting attack. So imagine, the level of security, these guys must have put in their system, and yet these attackers were able to kind of get into their system. So that can, give us some idea into, the kind of attack this is. I mean, imagine you had Apple. They patched a vulnerability, a cross-site vulnerability in their iCloud instance. They had one such vulnerability, and this was also TechCrunch probably carried this news of this vulnerability found in Apple. That's considered as a benchmark in security. When it comes to security, Apple is generally considered a benchmark of security systems. And even they had an attack. They had a loophole, a vulnerability, which could be subjected to a cross-site attack. And you had an attack on Amazon as well. Amazon Alexa, which is their their system, was also attacked by this cross-site scripting attack. Then you had this PayPal also. It's a very well-known financial platform. They were also attacked. Why I just tried to kind of get some screenshots of the news. These are the recent news items that were carried out by different news outlets. So this attack was found on February 12th of February 2021. Yeah, it's a very recent attack on PayPal. you have this, Microsoft Edge, very talked about browser, something that is again considered as one of the front topmost browsers, a direct competitor to the Microsoft Chrome. This Google Chrome. Even they had a cross-site vulnerability. And again, WordPress pretty much known to us. So this was into what platforms that have been attacked through this cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. Now let's get into basically how it works. Let's now try to come to the technicalities of it. Let's try to understand what cross-site scripting attack is. Okay, so how it works is this: we have these these malicious scripts. Now, what is this script? We are talking about here a website, which is this, right? And I am a victim here. I'm Zubair, and I'm using this website. I'm using any platform. This is the website, understand it. Please try to understand it. This is the website that this gentleman is using, okay? Now, this website has in it website, which is obviously a collection of different HTML pages, it could be dynamic, having some server-side technology, working behind the scenes, hooked up with some database system. It could be SQL Server, it could be Oracle, or it could be any database system. That's what typically a website is, the entire architecture of a website. So this guy, this gentleman here is using this website. Let's say it's abc.com, and he's using this website. On this website, which is, as I said, a collection of various different pages, every single page on a website has two things at least. It has an HTML, right? And it has some dynamic JavaScript in it, JavaScript. What is JavaScript? It's a client-side script. It's a client-side script that is executed inside the web browser, all modern day websites, You talk of Facebook, you talk of Gmail, you talk of all the websites. There I can say at least 99.99% websites are using JavaScript, extensively. If you talk of Facebook, it's almost everything of it is JavaScript. If you talk of Amazon, if you talk of Flipkart, if you talk of, Gmail, these websites are primarily built on the JavaScript. So almost every web page now has two components in it. One, it has an HTML, and the second, it has some JavaScript. So when I say this website, what happens is that this fellow expects this to be a very trusted website, which is it, of course, and a very benign kind of a website, and he kind of, deals with it normally. But then there is this bad guy here, right? Who is having a devil's eye on this website? He is there, his intent and his job is there to only find out what are the loopholes in this website so that through this gentleman here, he can get into this system. He can pretty much be a normal user like this guy is here, for which the developers of this website have ensured that it's going to work nicely. But this guy here, which is an attacker, he built some malicious script. This is the gentleman, he builds this, generates this, works on this malicious script, and he injects into this website, not directly. He injects this script through this fellow. He makes this a scapegoat, and through him, he actually injects script in this website, and then he is able to steal the information that this fellow has. It could be some credit card related information, it could be his username and password. He's making this innocent man here to do work on his behalf without him actually knowing that this guy is attacking me. And attack is carried out through this website. So that is how it works. Right? So let's understand it once again. He's an attacker. He generates a script, a malicious script, and he's able to inject that script into this website through this victim. So we have three people here, three entities here. We have a website, we have this victim, which can be anyone, you, me, anyone else. We often get to know that I was hacked, person A, B, C, D, it could be anything. This is the victim, right? Who got hacked, who who was, kind of bullied by this attacker, and this is the attacker. So we have these three entities over here, right? So what can he do? We have something called as vectors. What is something he can basically exploit in order to launch an attack on this website? Now that I know most of you guys already have some idea about the web development, I'm pretty sure what you see here in the list of vectors is not something very unknown to you. You must be knowing about the script tags, you must be knowing about the iframe tags, an image tag, an input tag, a link tag, background attribute of the tables, even div tags, object tags. So this is not the final list. You have a lot of many other things that these guys get into. But these are basically the common vectors, the very common vectors that these guys basically try to exploit. They see what is the vulnerability. And in the discourse of this talk, as I go on to give you some hands-on session, I'm going to show you some live attacks. I'm going to show you some real-time attacks. I have made some demos in order to make it as easy as possible for you, and you'll demonstrate these things, how I'm going to use this vectors in order to launch an attack. Apart from these vectors, as I said, you must have heard about applets, being used by these attackers, or maybe some different kinds of tricks, objects, embed form tags, all those things, all those vectors are used by these attackers to launch any kind of attack. Okay, good. So now let's try to revisit what we are saying. We say serial number 1, we had hijacker who injects in a trusted website. Attacks obviously are launched on a trusted website. So you have Apple being attacked, you have Facebook being attacked, you have a Twitter being attacked. So they're all trust website, isn't it? So this hijacker basically is able to inject this malicious script. It's a script with a malicious intent into this website, which basically is visited by this victim, and what happens is that basically this victim here is able to execute this malicious script without actually knowing that I'm executing this script on behalf of somebody who has a very malicious intent, who wants to do something very bad. That's how it basically works. I hope by now you have at least an overall view, a holistic view of what we are talking about. At least you know what are the entities involved here, what are the different entities involved here. So good. So I won't be getting into more of these slides kind of a thing, more of a theoretical thing. Let's switch over to the demos. Let's try to see it, firsthand as to how these attacks are carried. I'll try to make it as simple, I promise. I promise you that. So let's switch over to demo. So good. Can I have someone here who can confirm me the screen is visible, everything is audible? Enough?
Yes, sir.
Everything is fine, sir. Everything is fine, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So before I actually switch to my demo, I just want you to introduce to another guy. Can I have you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. So I want to introduce Mehraj. His name is Mehraj.
Hello, I hope I'm not able to and visible too.
So Mehraj is my postgraduate student in computer sciences department. So we are two people here. One of us can be a bad guy and one of us can be a good guy. It's your choice. I don't know. But would you like to be a bad guy or a good guy?
I want to be a bad guy.
You want to be a bad guy? Okay. He's going to be a hacker. He's going to be a hacker. So, okay. I have a black hat for you. So this signifies you're an attacker. Okay.
Yes.
So put on the cap. Put on the hat. Nice. So I have this guy who is going to launch an attack on me. I'm the one who has built a website, and he's the guy who is going to get into my system to launch an attack. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
So, you're ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I have prepared already some scripts which I'm going to send basically to him through email. He's going to basically check see the email, and he's going to visit his website, and then I am going to inject the script in his website.
Okay, great.
Let me give the permission of sharing the screen.
Yes, Mehraj, if you just wait for me once, let me just show you something else. Let's get started before we get into this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I've done is I have created a website. The website that belongs to him, to this hacker, and I have actually hosted that website on our college portal. So I can show you the website that this guy has. That's the website on which he's able to basically steal the information from a trusted website, and then he manages to send that information to his website. So he's not obviously going to be present physically himself. So whatever information he's able to capture, whatever information he's going to steal, he sends that automatically through his website. That's where he captures all this information and takes it. So what I have done is here, we have created for this demo, we have created a website. This is my college website, obviously, bdcwsupporter. We have set up one hacking website here. So let's wait for it. Okay, so good. So this website, you can see hacker.gdcwsupport.edu.in is the website that belongs to this gentleman. So all the information that he's going to steal from an innocent man like me, he's going to send this information to this website. Okay, right? So keep it in mind. So this is the website that belongs to him. Okay, so all the information, I repeat, all the information that he's going to steal from me, this innocent guy who is on a trusted website, and he's going to take this information onto this website. Okay, let's now switch over to the trusted website. Okay, let me go to my first demo. So I'm here. This is my FDP, and this is the first demo I'm VC4, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. This is the first demo, right? All right. So we don't have one demo. We actually have a lot of demos for you today. I hope that I will be making you feel really boring today. Let's try to make it as exciting as possible. Okay. All right. So, Kurt. Here we have, and I'm just going to run it. Okay, a disclaimer here. I just want to send a disclaimer. I humbly request all the audience here, all the participants here, that in order to understand this whole process of cross-site scripting attack, you really have to be with open eyes. If you kind of skip in between, or maybe try to go and grab a cup of tea, then probably you'll be missing out on something, and probably you won't be able to follow it up. So my request would be, you have to hang in there. You have to hang in there for 1 hour and just try to see if you can kind of follow up what's going on. Okay. So this website, this trusted website, is on my local system here, right? This is my local system here. I'm going to just run this website. All right. Here we go. Okay. So let me explain you what this website is. So this is a website. I didn't want to name it Netflix, so I just named it Hackflix. So I called it Hackflix. So what this website is, it's a very Okay, yeah, sure. I can zoom in.
Yeah.
So okay, all right, great.
So
this is it. I have just called it as Hackflex. So this website deals about kind of movies, and a lot of users for using this website to watch kind of different movies through this, and I'm running this website. I'm the owner of this website. I'm running this website. Okay. So okay, let's for a moment, I'm the user of this website. Somebody else has actually created this website, and I'm not as big as the guy as I can make a a website like this. So I'm just a user, right? I'm just a user. Okay, all right. So going back, what happens here is I'm going to log in. Everybody, as you know, has a login. So let's log in. Okay, let me log in with FBP user 1, FBP user 1. I have created these accounts, I've created these accounts. Okay, so I have kept the password for it, if I remember it correctly. Yeah. Okay, yeah, good. So I'm here, I have just, on my dashboard, I have logged in. So this is just a demo, it's not a very nicely designed or a real website. It's just for a demo. My guy here has really worked hard in order to make these demos as as beautiful as possibly he could. So we have this website here, right? Which is my dashboard. After logging into this dashboard, I have it here. So I'm giving an option, it's a free account, and I'm giving an option, upgrade my account. Okay? All right. So this upgrade is actually going to give me complete access to the Hackflix. Okay? So here I am. I'm going to, this is a normal flow, what I'm trying to understand to you now, make you understand now, is a normal flow. This is how normally this website functions, then we'll get into the hack. Okay? So I have this credit card number. What's the credit card number? Okay. 111, 111, 111, 111. Okay, and then fine. This is my credit card number, and then, by the way, this is not my real credit card number, and the name is this. Okay, so I get into this. So my account, I've just subscribed to the premium subscription of this Hackflix account. So I can be, I'm a really lucky guy, I have been able to, so I'm a premium number, so I can now enjoy, kind of all kind of stuff. Right? All the right, now, thank you. So I'm a premium guy now. Okay, now this fellow here, which is an attacker, he also has an account on this website. Now he's not having an account on this website just to watch the different movies, but his intent on this website is to see how he's going to break into the system. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do something. I will log in again. I'll just log out. Okay? And now I'm going to log in again with some other user, FDP user 2. FDP user 2. Okay? So, my password. Okay, all right. So here I am with another user. Okay. Now what happens is that this Hackflix guy, the owner of this website, they're saying, oh, it's time to probably promote our website. Let more and more users kind of join. And what they do is they create an offer. They say 90% discount on the premium subscription of Hackflix. Grab it now. So what they do is, so I'm going to create that offer. I go on to my dashboard here, right, Maraj? Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm going to comment this code here. I'm going to comment this line of code. Don't get into this tags as of now. Just try to understand the flow of the program. I'll later talk about all these tags, everything else. So, advanced. Okay, here we go. I have made some change. Now if I try to refresh this thing, okay, here now I have, it shows me an offer, 90% off, upgrade this account. Okay, so I get enticed with it. I click on this. So it shows me we have a discount of $999. Okay, so see it, they are offering a discount of $999. Okay, so what they do is, they kind of imagine this, they kind of publish this code in different forms, in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all kind of things, in different forms in order to promote that website. So they're giving us a code, discount $999. So they have created an offer like this, and they're promoting their website. Okay, now with this code, let's say I'm going to promote I'm just going to, what's my credit number? 111, 111, 111, and 5. Okay, so it is Zubair and look, I'm okay. This offer is applied, and I'm actually able to use this offer. Now the real game begins. Which is this fellow here? Which is this fellow here, sitting next to me? Okay. So what does he do? He logs onto this account, FDP user 3, FDP hacker, or let me make FDP user 3, and again. Okay, all right. So what he does is, this guy, what he is trying to understand of the whole system, how he sneaks into the system, how he hacks the system. He's trying to investigate that. This investigation is starting. This is hacker here, right? He's starting the investigation. He's trying to understand how this system has been implemented by Hackflex. Okay, so he looks at this. He says, okay, they have created a discount code here. Let me zoom. Okay, look at this. Look at this here, right? So he sees that these guys have created a discount code which is just appending to a query. I'm pretty sure you guys must have seen thousands of different URLs of this nature, kind of something being appended at the end of the URL, right? This is this hack guy, what he's trying to investigate, okay? After investigating, he tries to see, let's see what he's doing, what these guys are doing. So he changed it, he's saying, okay, he says, let's suppose you are awesome, let's see. He tries to understand how, this is how hackers work, he sees if a code is being passed by here, this is how he is dealing with this, okay? So let me go back. So whatever is coming as a part of this query string is being basically displayed here. That's the discount code that's being used, okay? So this is guy, he's investigating the flow of this Hackflex, okay? Please understand this. He's trying to understand the flow of this. So he changes something, he says, this, right? He sees, okay, this is how they are using it. Now, this is a hacker. This is not an ordinary guy like me. This is a hacker. So he sees, he's interested in seeing the inner working of the system. So what he does is, he gets into view source, okay? He gets into view source, he sees how they are using it, okay? He sees basically, whatever basically is coming from here, in this query string, is being output here, right? Is being output here. So this is the one value that I was passing in the query string here, and this value is being output here. This is how the designers of the system have made it like. After doing this, he's injecting this into this open code here, and that is what you see here. Okay, right? Okay, all right. Now let's try to understand what this is. Let's first try to understand what this is. This is here on this page, we are seeing two things. We are seeing a JavaScript here, and we are seeing some HTML here. All right, so two things here, a JavaScript and an HTML. All right, Nara?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what he does is, he sees, let me try to see, I'm going to zoom it back, and I'm going to say Control 0. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's try to see what he does. He is a hacker. He sees, if I try to inject now the malicious script, now starts the talk of a malicious script. He sees, what if I try to inject a malicious script inside this code to see how this guy, the developer of this system, has handled. Okay, so what he does is, maybe you don't understand it right now why the kind of script that I'm going to write, but bear with me. This is just an elementary talk, just to give an insight into something. So I put in this, okay, and then I put a semicolon here. Let me zoom it to you. Okay, let me first write it out. I say, suppose, where x equal to 50. Okay, Nara?
Yeah, we are going
right. Yeah. And then I kind of close it and I kind of do this. Okay, so understand what it does. Okay, once again, see it. I'm going here. I'm going onto my page, view, Solution Explorer, and where are we? Upgrade page. Yeah, the upgrade page. Right.
Yes, exactly.
Right. This is the page. Okay. So I'm going to write my code. I'm reviewing this code. What you saw right now is a fix. So I'm going to say where code equal to @ let me copy it from here. Let me just quickly copy it from here in order to kind of speed up the things. So here we go. I can just kind of copy things a bit here, and I can make you understand. Otherwise, I'm going to HTML.raw. There you go. This is how this guy has normally implemented this website. Okay. So going back to the page, if I refresh it, here you see, this is same thing. The script that I injected here is right here, right? And I still am able to see this here. Now let's understand what's going behind the scenes. Okay, I'm zooming in here on the URL. Okay, see this, see this. So this is the script that I've injected. I'm just trying to find out what's going on. I have injected this script here, right? And I'm just trying to understand the behavior of the system, understand how this system has been implemented. I've injected this script. I see that it still outputs this correct code here. Now I'm going to see the script. This is the JavaScript that I've injected. I'm going to see what has happened to this script. Okay, so I'm going to close it and I'm going to go to the view source. Okay, here we go. Okay, now this is what I showed you earlier, right? This is how he is using the output. Okay, now you can see what is the difference here. Now you can see that this was the code that I injected. You know, if you see it here, that maybe you're not able to make it understand, understand this correctly. But this is how it is output here, right? So what I'm doing is here, maybe some of you know who are from computer science background, this semicolon is a terminator. So this terminates a statement here. So this says, this is one statement here, and from here, we have another statement. So we have been able, this guy has been able to inject, to add a valid JavaScript variable inside the browser of a user who is running this hacked system. By modifying, by tweaking this URL, he has been able to do this. Now, this is something that really encourages him. He knows that there's a window of opportunity for him. He can get into this system because he has found a flaw. He has found a flaw in the system that he was able to. This is just a tip of the iceberg. This is just an indicator to him that there's a window of opportunity for him to get into this system. Okay, now we go back. I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to zoom out again. Okay, here we go. Now, what he does is, this hacker guy, he does a lot of work. He does a lot of work, and he basically starts sending the malicious script to me. Now, this was just a trial run, a test run. He knows now that he can actually hack me. He can actually get into this system. All right? Now, what he does is, this is how hackers typically work. Once they have to run a hack, what they do is they generate a million mails. They generate almost 1 million mails, and then they send it to 1 million users. They expect even if 1% of those users are actually able to convert. When I say convert, that means those users have actually allowed this script to be executed inside their browser. Okay? So they expect, this is how hackers work. You must have heard, you must be seeing every day a lot of these emails coming and dropping into your spam. So those are the mails, majority of those mails are the ones that are initiated by these bad guys, and now Gmail has this very intelligent machine learning driven system that's able to filter it out that this email doesn't look to be a very genuine email. This is something, that's been done with a bad intent. Okay. Now this guy here has actually been able to create an email, and he's going to send me an email. Maharaj is going to send me an email. Okay, yes. I'm going to switch you to you. I'm going to switch my screen to you. So, just send me an email. Okay, send me an email. I'm just waiting for the email. So he's a hacker. Normally, in a normal system, as you must be seeing that you get a lot of emails. I can show you. I'm pretty sure you must be seeing my screen right now. You can see a lot of these. I clean them up almost every day. I just instantly I just had an email yesterday. Saying that you just need to update your credit card. It's expiring here, right? And it actually ended up in a spam. So you get a lot of these emails every day. So Maharaj is basically going to send me an email, which is not a normal email. He's going to send me a hack. But I don't know. I'm a trusted man. I'm a very innocent guy. I don't know what he's going to send to me. But let's wait. Let's see what he's going to send. And then we'll see what's going to happen. All right? So Maharaj, send me an email. I'm just waiting for an email.
Okay, I'm composing the man.
Okay. Okay, all right.
Take me a while to write this.
So Maharaj, in the meantime, as you know, these hacking guys, they generate millions of email on daily basis, and they hope that if even 1% of these people are able to convert. When I say convert, now what's going to happen? Let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to send me an email. Okay, with this teaser, he's going to send me a tease that you're going to get a discount of such and such amount if you're kind of upgrading your subscription, because he has understood the system, how it works. So I try to click on that email. I put in my information here. I'm going to put in the information normally as I would do. After putting the information, once I will click the grab the offer, he has been able to be successfully inject this malicious script into my code. And once I say grab the offer, this information, the critical information that I filled in here, is going to land onto his which website? This hacking website. He's going to send me here, guys. He's going to send me here. I don't know that.
Please check the email.
Okay, he's going to send me here, right? So just watch it. Just watch it. Maharaj, you send me the email?
Yes.
Okay, at times it takes. Okay, here it comes. Great offer. Here's back. Hackflix subscription only $9.99. Okay, all right. So what I do, I open my email, I click on this. Oh, really? It's $9.99. That's very enticing. I click on this link. Okay, so it shows me very nice. $9.99. I'm an innocent guy. I never look into these things here, right? So if you can see here, before I actually put in my credit card information, if you can put in, if you can see it here, I'm gonna zoom it, Maharaj, just to show them. The email that he has sent to me is like this, right? But you can see from here, there is something bad script in it, But innocent guys like you and me, we never know. We never get into what is there. We just see what is here.
You can just show him the normal URL of this.
But I think I already showed. I demonstrated the normal code, right?
Yeah.
So good. So I show him here. I never look into this thing. All right. So I'm going to zoom out. And now I see this triple nine hack. Oh, the code is this. You should not have named it hack. You should have named it something different. 999 discount, kind of a thing. So I go in here. I put it again. Zubair saying, Masoodi, my email is this. My credit card number is what? 111, 111, 111, and 5. Okay. And then I put in my name on the credit card, Zubair Masoodi. Okay. And I say, crack off. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've landed here. See, I've landed here. Hacker.gdc. So, right. And this gentleman here has all the information. Right?
Everything is up there.
Everything is up there. But remember one thing. Remember one thing, Maharaj. In a normal flow, when you are being hacked, you will get in. You will never. This is only for the demonstration purpose that I actually showed you this page. In a normal flow, you're never going to see this page. You're never going to see this page. What he's going to do is, after grabbing this information here, right? After grabbing this information here, he's going to save it and send me back to where? Send me back to this page.
Yes.
Okay. I'll never come to know what has happened. I will never come to know what has happened. He has done his job. He has been able to steal this information. He will not, because if he shows it to me, I'll be, oh, what happened? I may, kind of start calling the bank. What is happened? Maybe Netflix or something very bad has happened. But these hacker guys, they don't show it to you. They will steal this information, send you back, and this will be a round trip. You'll never get to know this website. You'll never get to know. They've done their job. You'll be seeing this. Maybe you can say sometimes some error code or something like that. Let's try it once more. Maharaj, let me give some. What's the name? Khurshid. Khurse. Okay. So let me demonstrate it once more. So here I am. I'm going to say what's the name? Okay. FDP cyber user. Okay. Cyber user. Okay. Email is, let's suppose, FDP cybersecurity 1@gmail.com. Okay, so credit card number, that's my 789. Okay, this is my credit card number. Okay, all right. So I am FDP user 1. Okay, I once again click this offer. Right, this is the guy. This is the information that he's able to steal this information and send it to his website. Okay, all right. Now let me show you how it's working.
So you can just zoom it in again.
Okay, what do you want? You want me to zoom this thing?
To show them the URL.
Okay, the URL. All right. So click again. Click again. Let me zoom it. Let me zoom it. Okay. See, understand this thing. As I said, maybe you're not well versed with JavaScript. You're not well, but at least you can give it some idea. Here's the URL of the trusted website, and then after the trusted website, I'm injecting this code. This guy has injected this code into the email, you know, and he sends that email to me. This code now gets executed. How it gets executed? Let me show you the view source. Let me show you the source of this program. So if you go to the view source, here is the view source. The code that you see here, the script that you see here, the script, you know, this script here actually executed at this. This is executed as, one second, view source. Oh, okay. This, right? Here. Right? This is here. So what this does is, as you know, this was the actual discount code, right? Okay. So I was able to terminate this variable here, and from here, I was able to inject my script into the system. So what I say is document the forms of zero.action. So it sees this page has on it a form tag. So one second, it's the form tag. Okay, right? This is the first form of zero, which is the zero index form, right? So if you can see the normal action where it is going to post in a normal scenario, it's going to post on whom offer applied. That is something that you were seeing in a normal flow. But through this script, what I was able to do, I was going to change the action of this form so that once it is posted, it's not posted here. It's not no longer posted here. It is getting posted to this URL. No, it's getting posted to this URL. Right? Yes. This is the hacker's website. It's getting posted to this URL. And what is in the post? What's in the post? It has credit card number, it has name, it has every detail. So he has been able to even CVV. So of course, everything. You know what he has been able to do is to modify the action attribute here and push it here. All right. So once I click and I show it again, once I click, let me zoom out. Let me say zoom out. Okay. Once you click, so that's it. Okay. Let me give some other user. Fahim Masoodi. Fahim Masoodi is the coordinator of this project. Yes. Okay. Fahim has been hacked. Fahim, your hack account has been hacked. Okay. So I guess his email is masoodifahim@gmail.com. Okay. This is his email. Okay. All right. And your credit card number is 100. Okay. So Fahim Masoodi. Okay. Now imagine the moment I grab the offer, I have been able through this script modify the action attribute.
Basically, what we have done here, we are just changing the, when we are clicking on this button, we are changing the submit action field of the form.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. That's right, Maharaj. We have been able through this script, we have been able to modify this action attribute. This is what you say, right? All right?
Yes.
Right? Now, in a normal scenario, this form should submit onto this attribute. And now we have been able, through the script, we have been able to modify and this gets submitted here.
We are submitting it somewhere else.
All right. So we were on this page. Fahim's account was being hacked. So I say grab the offer. So here we go. Okay. Nice. So let's try to find some fix. If
we can take some questions, if someone has any questions.
Question right now, I'm not sure, but maybe we can just take see how or they're actually following the demo. I don't know what's the meeting URL.
Yes, it is.
Can I just have side of some text? If you're following it, yes. If you're following our demo, you can just write guess. You can just type in guess in the chat if you're following the demo. Okay, all right. So we already have some guys confirming us that they're actually able to follow the demo rightly. Yes, good.
So all right. Saying that it is phishing. It's not kind of phishing.
Let's not. As of now, it's not. Okay. Maybe it's not phishing. We'll not take the questions right now. Maybe phishing is a slightly different thing. So good. I think we have good number of audience confirming us that they're able to see the demo, right? Okay. Now, great. So the only problem now with me is I'm short of time here, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I have a lot of demos to show. I don't know how much I'll be able to.
We have a lot to show.
Actually, we have been already informed that this session may be extended, so.
We have been informed. Oh, that's really great. That's really great.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, all right. So, in a normal circumstances, what he is doing, this gentleman who has made this website, he has not taken into account anything that a hacker is able to do. What he does is, he takes input from whatever he is getting and he's outputting his here without actually doing something which is called as HTML encode, which is something not HTML encode, let's say, without encoding this, without making
analyzing it basically.
Yeah, to analyze it and kind of making this sphere,
Yes.
kind of making this sphere.
Yes.
Without doing that, he's a very elementary kind of a developer. He's a very ordinary developer. I don't say ordinary developer, a fresher one, right?
Yes.
He doesn't have much of an experience, so he doesn't take into account that my system could be hacked. So he just goes in a normal flow. This is what you will see most of the developers doing who are in the initial years of software development. They keep these vulnerabilities, and that's why that you have had so much of impact. So as an experienced developer, what I can do is I can go in and HTML encode this. I can HTML encode this, and I can mitigate this particular risk. So I can HTML encode it, and I can mitigate this risk. Imagine what I'm replacing it with is this. Okay. So remember, guys, I'm using here ASP.NET which is the Microsoft.NET stack, to demonstrate this demo. You may be having, if you're using a Python, or if you're using a PHP, or if you're using a Java, any different kind of platform, each different platform has its own ways and methods of encoding the HTML. Okay? So since for this particular demo, I have been using ASP.NET
Yes.
which is Microsoft stack.
Yeah, Microsoft.
So what I'm doing is here, I'm basically removing this HTML.raw and I'm replacing it simply with this. Okay? So I'm just commenting it, Maharaj, now. Let's comment it like this. Okay? Or maybe I can server-side comment it. So I can say edit, I can say do, and comment. Okay? Good. So now we have this. All right. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So we have this email. We have this email from Maharaj. Okay. So let's do it now. Okay. Something has happened. I've been able to defeat you, right?
Yes, yes.
I've been able to defeat you now. So
My hack has failed basically.
his hack has failed. With this simple one modification here, what I've done is I have encoded, I have HTML encoded what was coming from here, this code here, this query string. I'm just HTML encoding it now. As I said, you may not be well versed with the technology, but I'm giving.
Someone has question. Jahangir has raised it. And
Okay, Jahangir, yes, if you can quickly come in with some question, maybe. Yeah, sure, Jahangir.
There is a question in chat section, so actually not mine.
How would a normal user know that the site or any site is injected or it's from a hacker end? Okay, very good question, Jahangir. But yeah, I think this is something probably if you can just bear with me, maybe I can answer that a little later, right? Because those are that is the information for obviously every sane user will be kind of trying to protect and safeguard himself and try to identify any kind of such attack. So it's a very pertinent question. But you should maybe bear with me to kind of a little more time till I finish this demo. Then I can tell you how are the ways to identify these attacks. Okay.
just going to log the questions so that
So you can kind of log the questions in the meantime. All right. So going back to what I was saying, as I was saying, I'm HTML encoding this whole stuff, which is doing what? It is actually translating this script here, the script that was sent by this Jack. It's able to HTML encode this script so that it's not allowing this script to be executed inside the browser of this innocent guy. I have, as a developer, taken every effort to ensure that any such script is not allowed to execute. So this is what I have done. Okay, all right. So my first attack has failed. Okay, his first attack has failed. Okay,
Yes,
all right. So good. Good, Maharaj. I've been able to defeat you. Now, let's see what more can be done.
More ways to hack.
But he's not going to sit back and relax. I tell you, he's not going to sit back and relax. He's going to do something more. Okay? So Please click again.
Okay.
Send me another mail. He's going to send me another mail. He's still going to make me to bully me. Okay, send me the mail now. So I'm waiting for the email. I thought you must have kept it ready. Focus, compose it, and just quickly send it because we're running out of time. So this time he's not going to do so much of text writing on it. You can just say click here. Just click here to tap off. Click here. Click here to tap off. Okay, all right. Here, send it. Okay, so here send me an email. So I'm waiting for the email. Okay, here I have it. So this time here send another email. This has some link in it. This link has some malicious script inside it. Okay, so I click here. Now see the difference. If I again once again click the another link that he had sent, the link that he sent previously, if I click it now, you see this. All right. So this is being not allowed to execute.
Yeah.
But if I click on the recent mail he has sent, everything here seems perfect.
Yeah.
Right, Marwan? Yeah. Everything here seems perfect. I'm again going to do. Let me do. What's the name? Inab.
Yeah.
Inab with the host for today. Okay. Inab@gmail.com. And I give secret her number, and I put in her name, Inab. Okay, Inab the host. Okay, so this time he has been able to hack me again. Okay, this time he has been able to hack me. So he still has been able to find out the loopholes. That means I still have something left here which I have not been able to address. So my HTML encoding has not worked. So remember, guys, at sometimes if you're working in a development company, all that you know is kind of HTML encode something. So even though I have HTML encoded it, yet he has been able to run the hack. So how he has been able to run the hack? Let's try to understand. Let's go back onto this link and let me show you the view source. Okay. I'm just going to close the rest of the windows.
Yes.
Not the main window. Not the main windows. A lot of windows here, so I'm closing them one by one. This is one.
Just remember the meeting link.
Yeah, meeting link is here. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to close it. Okay, all right. So view source here. Now, see what's the difference here. So what has he done? Those among you who are developers will be very much interested to see what has happened now. In the earlier one, he was closing the string here. Let me show you quickly that one also. Just make a comparison. In the earlier one, this is HTML encoded basically,
Yes.
Okay. I might not be able to show you that because I've already HTML encoded that. Let's see this now. Okay, let's see now what is happening. This is the same thing that I had done in the previous time. But what I have done here is, I have been able to inject the script, the JavaScript, but dynamically. I have dynamically injected the script into my DOM, which is Document Object Model. So I have been able to tell this browser to run my script inside your process, and his HTML encode, my HTML encode, has not been able to pick. You might be seeing, what is this here? What is this X3C script, right? It's the different tags, by way of which I'm able to do something like, if I can show you, this thing, script, right? Script. I've been able to do this, right?
Yeah.
Right, Nara?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can say type equal to JavaScript, something like that. Okay. So, but this is, he's able to inject that script dynamically. What? Sometimes we write, document.write. This is a dynamic way of injecting the script, document.write. I can actually inject script and I can write to this DOM. I can write anything to this DOM.
Yes.
Correct, Mara?
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
So what these guys have done is, what this guy, the hacker guy, has done it, he has been able to write this script into my DOM. without letting my, empty hack pick it up. Okay? And then there's something good what he has done.
Yeah.
Something very good that he has done. Imagine this keyword here, def. Right? So what he has done is, he has delayed the execution of the script till what? Till this whole form gets loaded, right? And he's only letting the script to be executed once everything is loaded into the DOM. Okay, so that your script actually has entire access to the DOM. So
Yes.
all the entities inside the DOM.
Yes.
That's why you have put in it that way, right? Is that right?
That's
Right. So he has delayed the script and had injected the script, but not allowed the script to execute right away because the DOM is not ready. The DOM is not prepared well. So he has delayed this by way of adding this attribute defer here. Okay. All right. So in order to mitigate this risk, we have the ways. Different platforms have their own ways of mitigating risk. From the perspective of Microsoft.NET, the stack that we are following here for this particular demo, we use something called Eject JavaScript HTML encode. So we are going to even encode what? Even encode the JavaScript, right? Till now we had encoded the HTML.
Yeah.
Now we are going to encode even the JavaScript. Okay, right? Because this is being dynamically injected, so we are even not allowing this dynamic JavaScript to be executed inside the browser. And I've got the ways to mitigate it. So what I'm doing now is I'm using another method here, which is what? AJAX.JavaScript scripting encode.
Treat this whole thing as string.
Yes, absolutely, Mara. So what this will do is, this will treat this whole thing as one string. So anything malicious instinct will be mitigated by the single function. And I'm telling you, all the different frameworks have these functions. They have their respective functions. But since why there is XSS is because you still have the people who may not have implemented it. Although all the modern systems, all the current systems have 100,000 times better security than what I'm demonstrating you here. 100,000 times better security than what I'm demonstrating you here. But I still have to use as an evidence that I showed in my opening slides the impact that this cross-site scripting has still been able to make, right? Okay, let's see now what happens with this modification, with this change. Okay, here we go. I'm going to click again on the second link. Okay, so, right. Okay, right. Something different has happened.
Got converted to string.
Right? So what this did is that whatever was being sent here through this JavaScript has been mitigated by this encoding of JavaScript. So it has converted this whole stuff into the string, which appeared to be what? Nothing but a discount code.
Yeah.
Right? So we have been able to. So I think that was very important. Yeah. Now I can't be able. I won't be able to hack. I won't be hacked. So if I say my name is blah 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 blah, right? And my email is tdd@something.com. Okay.
Yes.
Right? And I say something, credit card number is this, and I'm on a credit card is this. First of all, usually we pretty much sensitize it, as one of my participants was also asking, how will we come to know if there is a hack or not? So he should still be able to run it safely.
No, it was a normal flow like we have.
Yeah, this was the normal flow we have, right? This is what, so we have been able to mitigate the risks. So two of the hacks that Maharaj had sent to me have been mitigated by me by making appropriate use of technology and by making appropriate use of the different functions that we have available to mitigate the cross-site scripting attacks. So that was our first demo. I think great.
Yeah.
I think now HackFlix is safe, right?
Yes.
So I can pretty much upgrade my account without having to worry about being hacked by a person like you.
Yeah.
Right? Right. Thank you. So that was the first demo, and we will now move to the next demo. Ready with this?
Yeah.
Ready with it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll just have a cup of this. Okay, all right. So we are going to show you the demo number 2 of the cross-site scripting attack. I'm done with the HackFlix kind of a stuff.
Yes.
I'm now going to get into bank.
Yes, that is
Bank.
demo, yeah.
Bank.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next demo is I'm going to hack a bank. I'm going to hack a bank. You're with me? Can I have a quick sort of some presence here? If you're liking this demo, you can just type in yes. And kind of encourage us to go into the demo number 2 of this workshop. If you're just sleeping and just Oh, that's good. Jahangir, Rajkumar, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, nice. We have Shabnam, we have Madhur Patidar, and many other distinguished participants were with us, and great, great. So we are going to get into demo number 2, which is going to be a bank. We are now going to hack a bank.
Yeah, we are going.
Right. Let's go. I'm going to close this demo. And before I actually close this demo, something quickly that I have to say is all these attacks basically work if you're basically logged into the system. Most of the times what happens is that, I am using my web browser on my home, I'm doing a lot of work.
Facebook, we don't have to log in again and again.
Yeah, we kind of keep remember ourselves, right? Remember ourselves, so we have this authentication information still inside your browser. Yeah. And that is what the attackers are able to exploit, right? In the form of cookie. Yeah. So what we do is oftentimes we just kind of keep logged into things. Then we go and grab a cup of tea. We forget to log out. So when we forget to log out, many a times this authentication information, which is being transcripted by way of the cookie,
addicted to it.
Yeah. So that is still inside your browser. So you're basically pre-authenticated, and most of these attacks are with this rider that the user has an active authentication cookie still inside his browser. So as otherwise you would say, how would a person be able to get into his dashboard without him logging into the system? So what I'm exploiting here is that this guy had logged into Hackflix, but he had not actually logged out of the system, right? Yes, that was right?
Exactly.
So he had an authentication cookie.
This is the prerequisite part.
This is a prerequisite part, yeah. So he had an authentication cookie still inside it, right?
Yeah.
Right? He was logged in. Without logged in, obviously you're not going to send him a credit card.
Yeah, this will show him
so
log in.
credit card information will only go in once you log in. So once you log in, and then if you click, obviously this is going to run. Okay? Yeah. All right. So let's get into demo number 2. Close solution here. So we are going with bank demo. We are going with no, I think we wait. We are going with bank demo.
Yes, bank demo.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So we are just starting the session.
So we have time to expand this session, right?
I think we have been given to understand from the organizers of this FTP that enough. Do we have the time for extending this demo? Fahim, is Fahim here? Fahim or Inab? Anyone from the team?
Yeah.
So do we have any chance of extending this particular session for maybe half an hour or 40 minutes?
So it's like 45 right now.
Yeah,
if you want, you can continue like for 1 hour in the morning.
Okay, thank you, and I hope that you have the consent from all the participants.
Sure.
So, okay, thank you for him. So now we are going to go with the bank demo, and before that, let me close the links here because of just getting up a lot of these links. We are closing the Hackflix now.
So we have finished the first demo. Now we are going to demonstrate another demo, which is basically a banking site.
Okay, so here I am. This is a banking site. This demo we created.
Zoom it in again.
Okay, yes, I can zoom it. So here we have, this is again a demo that we created for this particular workshop. And this is here we have a banking and somebody is logging into his account, bank account, all dummy, everything is dummy here, right? So who are the users for this? Okay, let me check and go into the database. I have this database here.
You can zoom the DB screen as well, the SQL Server screen.
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Sure, I can manage to do that. So I have this bank database here that I have created, which is dummy bank here, and I have different users here. So I'm going to find who are the users. So, okay. So I have many users that I have created. FDP user 1 with password, FDP user 2, FDP hacker 1. You're the hacker guy, right? He's going to hack it, and his user ID is FDP hacker 1.
So you have to remember this. I have account in this account.
Okay, yes, remember. The guy with me here, the hacker, also has an account with this bank. Okay, but he
in the same bank, suppose.
Yeah, in the same bank.
Any bank.
Yeah, obviously, because obviously, if the hacker doesn't have an account with the bank, that means that he won't be having access to it, right? But he's not having an account to park his money in the bank. He's having an account in this bank just to see how my system has been implemented and how I can take the money, how I can steal the money, right? That's the idea that this gentleman has. Now, that's why he's having an account with this guy, right? Is that
Yeah,
right,
I have
Mehra?
done some prior research, checked how this website works, what is the technology used, and how all the things work internally.
Okay.
What is the
So obviously he has done all that homework
Yeah,
for
this
this,
is-
right?
this
Okay,
is-
all right. So, all right. So let's close the Zoom. So let's close the Zoom here and let's log in with this user. Okay, FDP user 1. What's the password? Awesome. Wow. Awesome one. Okay, I'm logging in with this account. So here I am. I'm on the dashboard of my bank, which is my dummy bank. I'm on the dashboard of my. I've just created a very simple, elementary kind of an interface, so that the whole idea is to demonstrate how things work behind the scenes. You know, that's why you see this very. It's
so
not
we
a.
are in the screen where we want to transfer fund to someone.
Yes,
Suppose I
yes,
need to-
that's
I
right,
need
that's
to-
right. So
So
this is the screen where, you know, maybe it's your dashboard, it gives you the current balance. I think your balance is very low.
Yeah, this is
Right.
Anil Kumar, not
This is
me.
Anil Kumar. This is Anil Kumar. Okay, so let's find somebody who has some money in the account.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's check the account.
let's set the account. Shakti Prasad's account. Okay, what Shakti Prakash user number 2. Okay, so I'm logging off and I'm going to go in with Shakti Prakash, which is FDP user 2, correct?
Yeah,
What is his password? Awesome 2. Awesome 2 or awesome 1?
I probably.
AWE is awesome. Awesome 2, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we have Shakti Prakash. Okay, so here's how much money? He has 7,500 rupees in my account. Okay, great. So let's see the normal flow. That's the normal flow. The normal flow is he wants to transfer 2,000 rupees to. I've just for the sake of this demo. What I've done is these are his beneficiaries. Okay, so what I've done is minus the guy who is logged in the account. I've made all of them as beneficiaries. This is just for demo purpose. And I also did what I'm showing you his balance here so that you can keep a track of what's going on. Otherwise, you don't see this in a normal bank. You know, it is just for the sake of this demonstration that what I have done is I have shown this account ID here, and I have also shown this money. That's the balance.
Of other
This I have done only so that you can keep a track. Like you can know for now that Anil Kumar has zero
balance.
right? That's why I have just shown it here. No, I have just appended the current balance of this guy so that you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So right, Mehraj, I'm going to now transfer 2,000 account to Anil Kumar.
To Anil
Oh,
Kumar,
okay.
right.
So I'm transferring it now, and this transfer is successful. It shows transaction ID is this, and money has been deducted. How much? 2,000. Okay.
Yeah.
My previous balance was
Yes.
5,500. Okay, and it has been
7,500.
now Anil Kumar has 2,000. Okay.
Right.
Now let me do it once more. I'm putting 1,000 rupees. Okay. Let me put 500 rupees. 500 rupees again to Anil Kumar's account. Okay. So now I have left it 5,000, and Anil Kumar has how much?
Yes,
2,500.
Yeah.
Okay, good, very nice. So now is the turn of this gentleman here. Now he's going to log in. Okay. Okay. So what is your user ID?
So my user ID.
FDP Hacker 1.
FDP Hacker 1.
FDP Hacker 1 gets into the bank. He holds an account with this bank. He gets into the system. And his intent, as I said, is not to park the money. His intent is to see how the system has been implemented. How the system has been
Implemented.
right, Mehraj?
Right, exactly.
Okay. So what he does is he knows there are some beneficiaries. This guy, the transfer interface.
Basically, I want to know how the money transfer works.
Oh, okay.
How it has been debited from my account.
Okay.
credited.
How the developer of this system has actually created a fund transfer system. Okay,
Yes.
that's what he does. So how does he do it? He basically, obviously, he's a hacker, so he will go to view source. Okay, so he tries to investigate into this code what has been written. All right. So he comes to the key area, the area of his interest. The area of his interest is this form tag. This is where the submission is happening. So once this transfer is happening here, once we click on the transfer now, what's happening is this. There's a method behind the scene that has been implemented, which is this transfer method. Let me quickly show you the transfer method. So account, this is login, this is login. Okay, let me get into home controller, and okay, this is index, and this is the transfer method. Okay, here we go. This is transfer method. All right. So transfer method, what happens is that we have a source account from which money is deducted,
Right.
and we have a destination account in which money is credited.
Yeah.
Okay, then we are basically doing this. This is entity framework implementation,
Yes.
and then we are saving the change into the database. Okay, right? This is the
Right.
method that we have done.
Yeah.
It's a transfer method. And now, if you see here, what is happening here? So this transfer method is being posted with two parameters. That's how hackers see it, right? We have something called as destination account ID, the account in which the money is to be transferred, and then the amount, right, Mehra? The amount of money that's to be transferred into this destination account. Okay, as I showed in my demo, I was transferring 1,000 to Shakti, to Anil Kumar's account, who had the account ID 1, right? So I was passing some 1,000 initially or 2,000 amount, and the destination account was Anil Kumar, that was 1. Correct? So that's how it's working behind the scene. All right? Okay, good. So now, what he does is, he once again gets into source, he tries to understand what is happening, he goes here, he sees that there is this form tag. These are the different vectors, as I said in my first few slides, how we exploit different kinds of tags for this dot-site scripting. So we have this form tag here, and on this form tag, we have an action method. So whenever the guy presses submit here, it basically submits a post request to this method called as transfer, right? So it is like this home method, home controller. On this home controller, we have a transfer method. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Now, one thing is very important here to understand. What is that? That thing is, none among the hackers can basically excite anything inside this controller without being authorized, because we have this authorized, right?
You can demonstrate.
Okay, let me explain what this authorized tag is. This authorized here has been put on a controller class, which is going to ensure that any attempt made to hit this method without a user being logged in will not be allowed to access this method, right?
Yes.
Right,
So
Maharaj?
user must be logged in. first.
User must be logged in first,
Yeah.
right? So if you, let me show it to you. If I say log off, okay, so I'm outside the system.
Yeah.
I'm going to say whom, and I'm going to access this method, transfer method, okay, transfer, right? It's not allowed. It's not the post method. That's why it shows resource are not looking fine, because I'm trying to access it as a get request. It's a post method, but it will not be allowed. I can demonstrate it further
We can redirect him also
with
to
the-
login page.
Yeah, to redirect page,
That is
right?
an additional work that we have to do.
So nobody will be given access to any of the methods inside this controller class. Why? Because we have put an authorized attribute onto the controller class, right? This authorized attribute is going to ensure that unauthorized access is not granting any of the action methods inside this controller class, right? So maybe it's too much of technicality, but what I mean to say is no transfer can be initiated from any banking system unless and until a person is actually logged into the system, right? He's not into the system, he's not logged, so no transfer can be initiated. Is that right, Nara?
Right.
Very nice. Okay, all right. So I'm going to now log into FTP Hacker 1, and what's the password for you? Awesome food?
Awesome.
Awesome food. Okay.
Awesome.
So again, going back to the view source, and let's see what's happened. So we have a form tag here, which is a method, action method on this particular home transfer method. It's going to set a post request. That's why it was, when I tried to access it, I was accessing as a get request, right?
Yes, that's a get.
Right, that was a get request. That's why it was not showing it, because it has been defined as a post request. Okay, all right. So what are the areas of interest for me? The first area of interest for me is something called as this input, right, in which we put in the amount, right?
Yeah.
Right, am I right? So I have this name amount. Okay, so this is one variable that's being posted as a post request.
Yes.
And then Another thing that's being posted is this destination account ID. Okay, so these two things: amount, the money that you are putting in, and another HTML tag, HTML ID, which is destination account, right? Name, which is destination account ID, correct?
Yes.
So once a person clicks on the submit button, which is here, it's going to submit to this form here, which is home transfer, with the value that's inside this input text box, which is this, right?
Yeah.
And the destination account ID, which is chosen from here, which is this. Correct? Destination account ID. Correct?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So he understands it now. He understands it, how it is working. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So now the hack. Now he's going to prepare the hack. He has prepared the hack.
Yes, I will tell about something about the hack. What he does is he transfers the money. He selects the amount and the account ID to which he wants to send the money. What I will do is I will prepare a demo script here, which will do. I need the account ID and the money. I will put them inside. Let us see in the link.
So what he's going to do is. I'm going to open another website, which is the hack demo, which has been already hosted on the website, the URL that I showed you. Let me show you that demo bank hack. Okay, this is the website. This is the website that we have already highlighted. Okay, so he has done something here. Please try to understand it, what he has done. Okay, here he is. Okay, please understand this form. Please understand this form. So then I'll explain to you what is happening behind the scene. So on this form, so we have a web page here. We have an HTML web page here, which has on it a web form. The action for that web form is this. This is my bank website, and this is the method on which I am invoking a bank transfer, right? And inside this form, he has made two attributes. One is the amount.
Same as I just observed the form.
Yeah, observing the form, how it has been implemented.
Yeah.
So he has created a malicious script. Okay, this is the malicious script that he has created. So he has created one HTML form with a field amount in it, with an amount of 1,000, and a destination account ID, which is 4. Now this destination account ID 4 belongs to him. Okay,
Yeah, this is mine actually.
This is the account in which he wants to initiate a transfer, an unauthorized transfer into his account. You know, if I can show you this account, Mehraj's account is account ID 4, right, Mehraj?
Yes.
Right?
This
account
and my balance is 20.
And your balance is 24,500.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is the script that he has prepared, and what he does is he has made a JavaScript and is making to automatically post this form from inside the browser of an innocent victim like me, right? That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm logged into my account. I'm logged into my bank account, this dummy bank account. Okay, let's log in from this user, which is user number 3. Okay, let me show what's the username here. FDP user 3. Okay, so I'm FDP user 3, and the password is awesome3. Awesome3. Okay, great. So okay, now I'm going to get a hack. Please send me the hack. So he's going to send me an email, right?
Check the name.
You send me the email.
Yes.
All right, good. Thank you. So here is an email. So what he's saying is, click here to claim your provident fund. Is it? Is it what you're saying? Okay, all right. So here, send me an email. Click here to claim your provident fund, right?
Yeah.
An innocent bank like me would be kind of very much enticed to click onto this link and see where is my provident fund, right?
We are getting these type of emails.
Emails every day. You know, a lot of spams happening these days. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click here. 1, 2, 3. I'm clicking here. What's happening? I never initiated a transfer. Did I initiate a transfer?
No.
No. What happened? Transaction ID successful. I just clicked the link. I did not put in an amount. I did not choose any destination.
Yes.
I just clicked the link here, right? And money is gone from my account.
The balance has been detected.
The balance has been deducted.
So, yeah.
Right? Correct?
Yes. If you can check my account, just we can.
Okay, yes, sure, definitely. If I can check his account now, FTP Hacker 1, FTP Hacker 1. And what's the password? Awesome food?
Yes.
Awesome food.
Awesome.
Okay. So, right?
Earlier it was how much?
24,500.
Yeah. How
Right?
much we have transferred here?
1,000. 1,000. 1,000 we have transferred, right? So 1,000
I
here.
got a message
Right?
also, I think.
Right?
You were-
Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So great. So now this fellow here sees. Let me just demonstrate it once more.
So the hack is complete now.
The hack is complete. Hack is complete, and yes, hack is complete, and now this fellow is not able to understand what has happened. What has?
Basically, the user from which the balance was detected, he's not able to understand what has been happening, why I'm seeing this.
Okay.
And when he will observe that my balance has been detected,
Okay.
and he will not get to know why it has gone, all these things.
Absolutely, absolutely, Maharaj. So if I just try to see this link now, copy this link address. Okay. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you what has happened. Let me put it here. So, okay, this is the link that he sent to me in the hack. The link that he sent me in the hack was this. Font. I just want to reduce the font. Okay. So 48. So okay. So the link, the click here, this, right? Inside this thing, if you can just zoom, I can show you it is this link, right? This link here.
It is this actually the hacking link.
So it is basically sending me a link of his hacking website, hacker.gdc.support.edu.in, and then he has this, right?
Yeah.
This page I showed you, right? This page I showed you is this, right? This is the website, this is the page. Right, this is the page, right? This is the one, this is the link that he showed, sent to me
exactly.
as a hack. And what I did is basically, I was able to execute this inside my browser when I was still inside, logged into my account on a banking website. So what it did is, it opened up this link, it was executed from within my browser, it posted this form onto this site, which is my banking site.
And the prerequisite as we
So the
said,
prerequisite for the transfer, which was amount, which was destination account ID, was made after the person was out. Let me show you one thing, madam. Let me show you something. Let me log off from my bank account. Okay? Let me log off from my bank account. Let's see how it works there. Okay? So I've logged off. So, account. Okay. I'm logged off from the bank account. Okay? Right?
Now
imagine that you are outside your account. Okay? You have not logged into your account.
the user has securely logged out. from
The
his
user
account.
has securely logged out from his account. And then if I try to, kind of click on this hack now, right?
It should
I'm
be
not
logged
authorized.
out.
I'm not authorized. So my home transfer controller,
Won't
which is
execute.
this, right? Home transfer controller, which is this, is not going to let that form to execute. Why? Because I have put an authorized tag on this.
Yes.
So which means
Once we
my
demonstrate
hack is only going to work when I'm actually logged into my bank account.
Yes.
So what happens, dear participants, is that most of the times we are logged in the system, we kind of just close the browser. That cookie is sitting inside your browser,
Yes.
right? That cookie is sitting inside your browser. So this is something that I've already done. So I'm in a logged in account. Okay. All right.
If we can just try the link again.
Okay. Yeah, I can try the link again. So you can see that there is nobody is logged into my
Nobody
account,
is logged in,
right? Now, if I try to click onto this link, it doesn't do anything.
It showed me login again.
It shows me login. It is returning me. If I can zoom in here, so it's returning me. Return URL is fund transfer, home transfer. So it means you log in, once you get back, and then home transfer will be executed, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
On this page, since by now the link has already gone, right?
Yes.
So the malicious script is no longer there.
Yes.
Server has taken a round
Now
trip.
it is a fresh link.
It's a fresh link. Server has taken a complete
The
round trip.
page is fresh now. We
Very
can see
nice.
the fresh page.
Very nice. Okay. So if I now, let's say for instance, if I once again log in, just let's try to run it once more. So how much money this guy has? Zubair Masoodi has 14,000.
14,000.
So I'm going to log in with his account. which is FTP user 3. Okay, right. So I'm going to log in for some 3. Okay, gentlemen, you can see I'm logged into my account. Let's suppose I just had closed this without
Yes.
I just closed it. Close everything
like
we do in a normal daily life, right? We just close the day without remembering that we're supposed to log off.
Exit the browser.
We just exit the browser. Right. Okay, all right. And then I just should try log again. I just came back again on my system. I just found, let me just see my Gmail. Okay. So I found that there was a link offer for you, right? I got an email. All right. And I say claim your fund. Remember, last time I got logged out.
Yes.
Right? I'm not logged out. So my authentication system was still inside the browser.
Yes, that's inside. The cookie is basically inside the browser.
Yeah. Right? It worked. Why? Because I was pre-authenticated. My authentication system was there. And you can see this. If I have a cookie editor here, right? This is my authentication cookie here. If I can just browse in, if I can just zoom in here to show you, right? This is my cookie. This is my authentication cookie. So that cookie is staying there, right? It has a very kind of an encrypted kind of a stuff in it.
This is being generated by the server actually.
Yeah, this is when server generated by the server, right? Right? So unless I don't log out, this cookie stays there, right?
Yes.
Isn't it, Mara?
Yeah.
So once suppose I remove this cookie and I zoom out,
It should tell us again that you have to log in.
it should tell us again that you have to log in, right? So if I just quickly do this and do this, so if I just kind of say home index page, right? Or I just refresh, it's saying log in, right?
Yeah.
Because I've just cleared this cookie,
Yeah.
all right? So that's what you do when you basically log out from your account, all right?
Now it's
So-
trying to basically defer the hacks to basically protect from these kinds of hacks. It
Yeah.
has some methods already implemented, so
Yeah.
that we should
Yes.
use time. Yeah.
Yes. So we obviously have a lot of other ways to kind of mitigate this attack,
There
resist
are a lot
attacks.
of ways, yes.
Yeah.
We are
So the
showing
first thing that we
ways
have to do is that any such attacker has this presumption, has this prerequisite that remember they send 100,000 emails. Even if, as I said in an opening remark, even if 5% of them, 2% of them, 0.5% of those 1 million emails of a very popular bank consumers are able to succeed, he has all the money that he wants. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that concludes our demo number 2.
Yes, this is demo number 2. We have to put the protecting mechanism, how we can protect these attacks.
Yeah, we can definitely do that as well. But let's move right now to hack number 3.
That is a SQL injection, right?
Should we go on to Sql injection or we move to the other stored cross-site scripting attacks?
So that's
Okay, let me quickly run that stored cross-site scripting and then we'll go to the Sql injection in the
Okay.
last 15 minutes. Okay,
okay.
let me run that.
Won't take much time.
That won't take much time, of course. So let's close the solution. I hope you're able to understand this one. And let me now show you another demo, which is what? Which is open
Can we take a little consent from our users, from our participants?
for a while. Yeah, this is, we'll try to run it very quickly.
Okay. Okay.
So there's another attack called as stored cross-site scripting attack. Maybe you guys already know about it. So how it works is basically, you have these many websites who have, for example, you have WordPress. A lot of these people develop their daily websites, normal websites, and they have these different forms in which you kind of put in the comments, you kind of put in the reviews, you kind of put in, different kinds of testimonials, feedbacks, kind of these systems. So what these people do is they basically put in these malicious script inside those tags, which is stored in your database. And once you basically pull the data from the database, those tags are allowed to be executed inside your browser,
Yes.
and which basically allows JavaScript to run inside the process of your browser, right?
Yes.
Right? So that is what we call a stored cross-site scripting attacks, right? Or we sometimes also call them persistent cross-site scripting attacks,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Okay, all right. So let's try to see it now. So here we go. This is a very simple basic demo kind of thing?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it's basically getting the hack.
Yeah, we have stored the script inside our DB.
We have stored script inside our DB.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I have this website on which I have a lot of different users, right?
Yeah.
And let's suppose I create a new user. Okay. Let's give it a name. Let's give it a name. We give it dummy user, dummy password.
Is there any authentication?
No authentication.
Okay.
Dummy, and the user is dummy user, and email is fdp123@dummy.com. And let's suppose I have some description. I am a very good user. Okay.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, what I'm trying to say here is basically these kind of text boxes wherein normally you're asked to post a review.
Yes.
You're asked to post a testimonial.
Yes.
You're asked to post a feedback.
Yes.
In different forms, you kind of engage with the audience. A lot of these websites you maybe see kind of these things, right?
We are sending somewhere like we have built in our college website. We have built the grievance section.
Yeah, grievance, obviously, right?
Grievance.
So kind of these, I create a user. Okay, all right. We just need to move this, remove this.
Basically, the script is.
The script, we have kept an attack script right here. So we're just going to remove it from the layout.
I think this is in the DB itself.
Yeah. One second. So I'm going to remove this script here, right? Okay.
Yes.
This was the script that I already attacked. All right.
So here the user won't steal, the hacker won't steal any information. Just he can defer there.
Yes, absolutely.
We can just block someone's website through this attack.
So what we have done is basically we have already launched an attack, and that script is staying inside the database. Let me just show you that.
I think first we will remove that from the.
Yeah, let me remove that. Yes, that's right. So I say select, let me show it to you first. Select star from employee underscore master. Okay. So here it is, no? I've already kept this script, correct? So I'm going to delete this guy, delete from employee master, where
ID equal to 6.
ID equal to 6, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So now I remove this.
So our system is now without any hack, without any malicious thing.
So okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So I have this users already created.
Yes.
The one I just created. Okay. Now I'm going to edit this user. This is the user that I just had created, right?
Yes.
So let's see what's going to happen. I can do this script.
You can just zoom in the screen.
Okay. All right. So
Yes.
So I'm going to inject a malicious script.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what we are trying to embed our JavaScript in it.
This is most of the time is the most popular cross-site scripting attack is by injecting a script from inside your input methods.
Yes.
Okay. So we are saying JavaScript. Okay. And I say let's suppose hello, Mr. Beans. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
And I close this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save this. And I saved it. Okay. So now, if I find the details, it's here, right?
Yes.
But what I have done here is, I have mitigated this attack. So I'm going to remove that. Okay. So on my Solution Explorer, on my dashboard.
So some security mechanisms are already present here
Yes,
to protect
yes,
these kind of
absolutely.
attacks. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
wow. We are getting the details of it.
yeah. Employee details. Here it is.
Description.
Okay, yes, here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm typically, it's supposed to be like this, HTML.raw.
If we use raw, it is not analyzing them.
Alright.
If we can
Right.
laminate
Right.
it, it's
So-
not analyzing it first.
That's right. HTML.raw.
Control S.
1 second. Just to remove this. So this is the attack has been mitigated, right?
Yes.
Because I've just HTML encoded it, right? One second. HTML.raw. No, the details page. Yeah. No, 1 second. Just a second. I have to go on. Anti-forgery token. Yes, there it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. Right? Source. It's basically HTML encoding this thing on the details page. Okay. So on the details page, HTML encoding it. Details page is here. And say it's going to be model and model dot small model, lowercase model. Model dot one second. Delegate. It should. There is some issue why it's not HTML encoding it. Just a second. In the meantime, we can just, till the time I fix it back, we can just start with that because we just have small time left. We can go with the Sql injections.
Sql injection.
I think yes, Sql injection. Because I need to fix a bit of thing here.
Because
in order
this
to
issue was fixed already.
Yeah,
The
so
hack
I've
was
already
removed.
implemented, mitigated the hack. So I just need to go back to the state where hack can be actually implemented. In the meantime, yeah. In the meantime, yeah, you can just share your screen. I can stop the sharing the screen. You can just share the screen. Yes. So we are now talking about another attack, which is Sql injection.
Sql injection. Right. I
So
hope
try to finish it quickly. Right?
Okay. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you for confirmation. So I am going to open the demo which we have made for SQL injection. I have got most of our audience confirmed that we already know something about SQL injection. What SQL injection is, I will do a quick demo on SQL injection, how it works and all those things. SQL injection is basically, there are some prerequisites for SQL injection. What this needs in first, where we can implement this SQL injection attack. The website where we are going to inject or perform our SQL injection hack should have a database that should have a repository. Suppose I have created this little demo, which won't take your much time. So I hope this is all visible.
Yes,
right?
it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. So what
I just zoom. You can just zoom
I
in.
can zoom it in. Right.
Yes, right.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm doing here, this is a normal flow which we are all seeing in our website, in our daily website. For example, Facebook, we have Gmail. Suppose I have to put here something, my email. I will put here my email. I will put here my password. I will submit it. Basically, keyword.
Okay. Let me run it. No issues. Let me run it.
Okay. There is.
Let me run it. 1 second. Solution. You can just. In the meantime, I'll fix it. I can just go to the SQL Injection Demo.
Okay.
And I'm going to share my screen back.
So there is some issue.
Yeah, it's
in my machine.
Yeah.
So there are different databases.
Yeah, because for this demo we have prepared a lot of demos, and sometimes things get mixed up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show the demo.
I hope you are following all of.
Yes,
everyone
yes.
is following us.
So very quickly, I'm going to talk about SQL injection. So what users we have here for this?
There are some users. We have some mehraj@gmail.com.
Okay, so we have a user. Okay, so we're not talking about. We're now talking about a SQL injection attack. The attack, which basically what it does is, it sees if the different SQL queries that have been written against the database have been written professionally or not, or is there any scope for basically injecting something into it so as to defeat the way
So
those
queries.
queries.
The attack on DB.
The attack on the database.
Calling it SQL injection.
Yeah, we call that SQL injection because the attack is on the database,
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So let's try to see the attack. So let's suppose in a normal scenario, I'm the user and my email is this, my password is this, okay? Right?
This is a normal flow.
So this is a normal flow and I basically log into my account here. Everything is
This is
settled,
the
right?
dashboard.
This is the dashboard we have, fine? Okay, all right, good. So I can go in and log out, and then maybe I can log in with some another user also. I log in with this. Okay? So as a hacker, it always interests me to see how it has been implemented
Yes,
behind
how
the
it
scenes.
is.
Okay,
implemented.
so-
Yeah.
So if I can show you the code, this is the code which is running behind the scenes. So it says select star from admin, where email equal whatever email he is getting from the.
Just select out this query so that.
Okay, right. So this is the code that's executing behind the scene. So it says select star from this particular table,
Yes.
where email equal whatever you're putting here in this text box,
Yes.
right?
This
Email.
is getting replaced in the.
Yeah, this is getting replaced here,
Yeah.
and then whatever password you're putting in here is getting replaced here, right? This
As
is
a
the
hacker-
normal.
As a hacker, I'm just making a guess. It should be like this.
So it should be like this, absolutely. So if we can just run it normally, it's going to run like this. Select star from email, where email equal in a normal circumstance, it's going to run as I'm going to replace it with this. This is how mostly things are implemented, and password is this. Okay. All right. So it pulls up any user if the credentials are matching, right?
Yes.
If the username and password
Yes,
is matching.
exactly.
If we change anything here, let's suppose I change anything, it's going to show up no record, right?
If we get no response from the server, from the DB server, actually,
Yes, yes.
I assume that there is not.
You assume that there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to do that.
Okay.
Let's try to say blah 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 at www.com, okay, and then I say I give some random password here, right? And if I try to log in, it says
Email is wrong.
because it has not been able to validate it here, right?
Any
It has not been able to validate it here, right?
This is the general
But
logic behind this.
this is the general logic behind it. This is how it has been implemented. Now, if I log in with this guy here, so these things get replaced here, right? Email gets replaced by email and password gets replaced by password, right? So I log in here and I'm logging the bank now.
This is the dashboard that you
Okay.
can see.
As a hacker, I always presume and I believe if it's going to work. What I do is I somehow try to fiddle in with this query, so as to defeat, so as to make this SQL server do something which is not expected it to do,
Yes.
right? So I write a hack. So what is the hack for me? Hack for me is just a
The
second.
technique is already
Yeah. I'm just going to
logged.
log out once because we have already kept it for the sake of this demo
So
purpose.
this time we are hacker here.
Now as a
Hacker is on
hacker,
the side.
hacker is on the side, Maharaj is on the side. So
Okay.
what he's doing is, now imagine this. This is the hack.
Yeah, this is the hack.
This is the hack, correct? Okay. So now I'm putting in. I'm going to zoom in here. To see what he has written. Okay.
So this is the most common.
And it's the most common kind of a SQL injection attack. We call it a SQL injection because we're injecting something
Yeah.
into this query, right? Into which query? Into this query.
Earlier in our previous hacks, what we were doing, we were just mitigating the JavaScript.
Yes,
We were
absolutely.
just doing it on client side, we can say.
On a client side.
This
But
time
this
we-
one is on a database,
This is
right?
on-
So we are firing this query on the database,
Yes.
right? Okay. So this is the attack here. So if I close it now, and if I just zoom in here, so if I just put in a password here, right? If I just submit here, right? Or I put in a
Yes,
password also,
any
right?
password,
Anything.
it won't matter now.
So what's
I'm
this?
in the dashboard.
I'm in the dashboard,
Yeah.
right? All right. So what has happened? How was I able to basically get into the dashboard? You saw it now. If I write anything,
This will show
it
me
validates. This is
Yeah.
wrong, right? This time around, I was putting in this.
Yeah.
This is not anything that's in my database,
Yes.
right? There is nothing in the database like this. We only have 2 users like
We
this.
don't have any
And so it
user
should typically do what? Typically, it should say,
This is
Wrong.
the wrong credential.
but when I actually submit here,
So we have not supplied the password.
okay. So let me put in some random password here. When I submit here, I'm
I am in the
basically
dashboard.
I'm in the dashboard. Okay. So what does it do? Let's try to understand it from behind the scenes. What it does is I copied this string here,
Yes.
right? So as I said, in my code, what I was doing is I was taking this query string here,
So this is the actual logic which
This
you
is
are
the logic.
using for the login
purpose, right?
Yeah.
This is what most of the websites do.
Most of the junior kind of developers.
Yeah. So this was a query that was running.
Okay.
Okay. So what's happening right now, in place of this user email, which was basically coming from where? It was basically coming from here,
Yes.
right?
We
In
were
here,
just
what we did,
replacing it.
we put in this, right?
Mm.
So what we're going to do now here is, we're going to replace, this is something, this plus equal to is something that is appended by the ASP.NET framework,
Yes.
okay? So just writing with this,
Yes.
right? All right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So listen what we have done. But just replace user email with this string, with this hack. That was I was putting it
So
here.
if you will see here,
So if we will see here,
we are using the OR operator here.
so we are saying to the system, select star from email, where email equal to this, right? Or
And we already know there is not any email existing with this.
email does not
This is
exist with
already
this,
known
right?
to the hacker.
This is
Yeah.
already known to hacker.
Yeah.
Or 1 equal to 1.
This is true.
This is true. So these two conditions, if you look at these two conditions, one of the two conditions is true. Which condition? This is always true.
Yeah, this is
Right.
always true.
So once a system is executing this, firing this query onto the server,
So what?
So it
what
says
is true.
either this or this. Suppose if I say,
Suppose if we will run this.
if we run this normally, right? So if I say select star from email where equal to Zubair Masoodi at email, okay, right? Or if I say or
1 equal to 1.
no, let's lightly do or email equal to ABC at the rate of this.com. Okay, so we know that at least one among the two is correct. So it's going to pull up a record for me.
Exactly.
Right? So it's going to pull up a record for me. If both of the two are incorrect, right, it's not going to pull up a record for me. Correct?
Yes.
Right? In this case, what I did is I am saying this, which is nothing, right? Which is nothing, which does not exist, all right, which does not exist. Or in place of second thing, I'm injecting a SQL. I'm injecting SQL inside this query, and I'm writing 1 equal to 1, which is this. And if I'm running it now,
I'm
basically
getting all
false.
the records.
I'm getting all the records.
This is the login.
Inside my code, what I'm checking is I'm validating if after executing this query, if I was able to get some data from the database, that means somewhere it has succeeded in authenticating this email and a password.
So there is a little bit more I want to know.
Yes.
Just switch to the SQL Server.
SQL Server, okay,
I
right.
need to steal. So we have used here double hyphen this thing.
Yes.
So what it does is
This
I
hyphen,
don't know about this. Here on the top of this, the first one.
this one,
Yes. This.
this, okay, all right, this one. So what this does basically, Maharaj, is it's basically commenting out the rest of the query.
So it will come. It will not check for the password.
Exactly.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what we have done is it's a commenting. So his entire query was this. His entire actual SQL query was this.
I was authenticating on both the fields.
You were authenticating on the both
checking the
fields.
password as well as the email.
Right.
There is-
In his hack, what he did, he injected this part of a SQL
Yeah.
and he basically commented out the rest.
So my part of my query is just
Zubair, sir.
finish it on this.
My query gets finished on this. Okay, all right. So I think that's what it. Now, in order to mitigate these risks, we can use different kind of SQL parameters,
Yes.
or we can use object collection models, or we can use these different regular expressions to filter out
Sir,
any kind
sorry
of
to interrupt you.
injections from the code. Okay.
Yes.